Holmes first met Gargi Datta at the university's orientation. She was fresh-faced, with dark eyes that crawled over his bright blue mirrored sunglasses and chapped lips. "You look like someone who appreciates horror," she said, introducing herself, all chunky Doc Martens and brown paisley dress. "Yes? No?" A clear little drop of snot dangled from her nose when she bobbed her head up and down and side to side. Holmes shrugged. "Great." She made a small fist with her right hand and pumped it into the air. "The film festival starts at 7. "If you text me, I'll tell you an amazing, world's greatest, best-ever knock-knock joke," Holmes replied. She was the alpha. Their mutual friend, Ben Garcia, later told police about why their relationship worked. They hung out a lot, mostly in his apartment, on Paris Street, in a cramped one-bedroom on the 3rd floor. The old brick building bordered clusters of small ethnic eateries and overlooked an elementary school in a fringe neighborhood 1 block from the Department of Psychology and Neuroscience. Holmes frequently rode his petty cash BMX bike to classes and to the nearby dilapidated strip mall, where he frequently sipped Coronas alone in a Spanish-speaking bar. Only the front half of his apartment was tidy. Often after class, Gargi went over and they held hands, sipped Slurpees, and snuggled on his dingy gray sofa, watching reruns of Saturday Night Live and Arrested Development beneath a giant poster of a screaming zombie head titled Brains. For snacks, he offered her hunks of cheddar cheese. On his refrigerator door, he'd taped a poster of a half-naked woman, bent over with her bare ass in the air, and a flirty caption, "Shy guys always keep their beer on the bottom shelf." Gargi watered Planty, his potted succulent, but it didn't help. The leaves dried up, and a fan blew the dead parts around the room. When she asked him why he kept it if it was dying, he replied, "It senses it's alive." Like the patients in Oliver Sacks's book, The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat. Her face lit up as she explained how his patients' bizarre neurological disorders caused them to sense their missing parts. Some had lost all sense of their bodies and lived disembodied, relying only on their vision to keep track of their hands, legs, and other parts. And others, like the man who tried to put on his wife, viewed the world in entirely abstract terms, like a musical composition. They were unable to see faces or scenes with any clarity, but somehow they understood how the various components fit together. Exactly. After a while, Holmes invited Gargi to lie with him on his red satin sheets, beneath posters of Pulp Fiction, where John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson pointed revolvers at her head, and Soldiers of Misfortune, and one depicting a whiskey cocktail and a slice of lime with the caption, "When life presents a challenge, take yours slow." In the shadows, amid empty pizza boxes, Subway sandwich wrappers, and roaches that looked like spent shells, he and Gargi had relations, as he later acknowledged in interviews with his court-appointed psychiatrist. They grunted and moaned, and when he pressed his chest into her breasts, he felt and heard her heart, her breathing, her life sounds. She felt different from the strays he'd brought home and paid in cash with the $100 bills he'd stashed in his nightstand. Holmes frequently invited Gargi over to play Limbo, a strategy video game in which players had to guide a nameless boy from a forest on the edge of hell through dangerous environments as he searched for his sister. He especially liked the game because it reminded him of his own relationship with his sibling. With dark, grayscale graphics and minimalist ambient sounds, the game had a haunting atmosphere similar to film noir. Some of the boy's deaths included dismemberment or beheading. Always he was prevented from reaching his sister. When the boy got too close, he was thrown through a glass window back into the dark forest, where he resumed wandering in limbo.